Episode 4, day 4, let's go, Tyrant Podcast. So, today I'm going to speak on people hating on you. Because for some reason, there is, at least for me, a correlation between your mindset / success / money and the amount of people talking shit and, generally just not liking who you are. Which I've noticed, especially the past few days, that people just don't like me for whatever reason. I couldn't tell you why, just because I have a goal in mind and I don't care about all the other bullshit that's happening in the world. I don't watch the news. I don't care about football, sports, video games, Netflix, all this shit. I don't want to do anything that's not going to further me, like emotionally, spiritually, mentally, physically, financially. I'm not going to waste my time anymore. That's what most of my 20s were for. I already wasted a shit ton of my life. I'm not interested. So people, for whatever reason, do not like that. So if you are watching this, can probably relate if you are, an ambitious individual such as myself. You don't want to, waste your time, going to the bar or, playing video games with your homies day after day, going to, just doing dumb shit, which there are some pros and cons of, you only live once. Obviously, you're going to want to do stuff other than work. I get that. I totally agree with that. But if you're in a similar boat as I am, you've already done plenty of that. Now it's time to fucking work. It's time to stop procrastinating, stop putting things off that you want to do, YouTube channel, streaming, starting the business, whatever. Now is the time to get to work. At least for me, you can probably still continue to be a loser if you want. That's fine. But there has been a large contingent of people who have just, stopped talking to me overall. And it's fine, but it's just kind of funny. Like, it's not like I'm just, being a douche just for the sake of being a douche. I'm just speaking my mind, speaking honestly, because I was that person who wasted time doing all this nonsense. And I wish there was someone who, just was straight up with me. Like, hey, bro, stop being a fucking loser. You have all these goals. You have all these dreams. Like, you're literally wasting your time being a fucking nobody. Get to work. Let's go. Come on. Clock's ticking. I wish I had that. I did not. Until recently, I had to go out in the internet. I'm thankful for the internet for this exact reason. I went out, found, all these YouTubers and, influencers and people who have the same kind of drive that I do now. Like, you want to help people and, be that light that you wish you had back when you didn't have any really hope or guidance or any of that. So that's why I'm inspired to inspire. I want to help other people who are, stuck in a dark spot mentally, physically, emotionally, financially. And that is the big goal. So people are going to hate you for whatever reason if you start chasing your goals, which is, it's the crab in a bucket theory. If you put crabs in a bucket, one of them's trying to get out, they'll all start pulling that crab down. And it's a great metaphor, but it's really, you'll see if you don't already understand how it is. So don't waste your energy trying to get them to change their mind about you. It's not worth it. If they're unhappy that you're trying to change your life, so be it. Like, who gives a fuck, really? But that is something you can really leverage, which is what I am starting to do. It's kind of scary, and what I'm getting at is you want to leverage people's hate about you. So if you can think of someone, when I say this, whether it be, Donald Trump or someone who you repeatedly hear about them doing something crazy in the media, like tweeting something stupid or saying something, blatantly misogynist or racist or just something really, left field, it is a really good marketing ploy. So if you start seeing stuff that is really, I wouldn't say questionable, but you're just like, wow, like he really said that online, just know that it's a really good tactic. And I mean, this early in my podcast series, I doubt many people are going to watch it. I'm just being honest with myself, so I don't have a problem saying that. So just be aware there's going to be some stuff that I'm going to say that I'm not going to be, ridiculously asinine, but we live in an attention economy with all the short form content, YouTube shorts, Facebook and Instagram reels, TikTok, that kind of thing. People's attention spans are not what they used to be. We live in an attention economy, so you have to really grab people's attention, and to do that you have to be either, really good looking, very inspirational, but on the surface, you just have to really grab their attention, and nothing grabs attention more than something that just makes them go like, what the fuck? So keep that in mind. And on that note, if you are, an ambitious individual and you want to, move forward with your business, whatever it is, reach out to me. I have mentioned many times before, I will continue to mention it, but network is very, very, very important. And I do not currently have a strong network, at least locally. There are some people that I talk to on the internet every single day to, keep myself not only motivated, but also to keep, learning and adding to my skill set and all this stuff. So if you are an individual looking for a network, reach out to me, rampage@gmail. I will put a link in the notes/description of this video or wherever you're watching this. I'll make it known. I'll make it easy for you. But yeah, reach out to me. I'll help you, monetize, which is a big thing for me now because I am just now at the point where I mentioned this in a previous podcast, making money from my e-commerce business by making organic, videos for advertisement to sell my product, but I'm also making money from people viewing those ads by monetizing the content. So it's really powerful business model. I'm really excited to see where this goes, but I will help you get started with that. So if you need help, reach out to me. If you need, help copywriting and everything, there's tons of resources online. I can help guide you in that area. I'm not a fucking marketing guru at this point, but I don't know anyone else personally who even gives a fuck about it. So granted, you probably don't either. So reach out to me. Let's work, but only if you're motivated. I'm not trying to waste my fucking time if you're just going to, be like, oh yeah, I'm ready to go, and then you put in like an hour a week or 2 hours a week. Like, no. Every single day. Let's work, let's make money, let's chase this shit down. So, next leads me to my mindset. Again, mindset is probably the most important thing. Your mind is the only thing you can control in your life. You can't control the weather. You can't control can't control what happens to you when you leave your house. You can't control. There are so many factors in life that you cannot control. The only thing you can control is your mindset. So if something bad happens, most people react to it like, oh my God, shit is fucked. I'm going, everything's going wrong. My life is over. Which is totally understandable. We're kind of programmed to just be reactive by nature. But stoicism, being able to analyze how you're reacting to stuff and just stepping back, analyzing the situation and making logical decisions based on not how you feel, but basically by logic. So what I'm getting at is there was a customer, because I do sales currently at my job. I am a salesman, so I will go to anywhere from 1 to 3 people every day to sell them on home improvement products. In this instance, I was going to this gentleman's house to sell him windows. I get there, knock on the door, Takes a while for him to get to the door, but this old little gentleman answers the door. I'm not going to say his name due to privacy reasons, but he opens the door, he lets me in. We're shooting the shit, like, hey, how's it going? I understand you need some new windows. And he's like, no. Basically, he didn't need windows. So I was there for no reason. He didn't have any interest in purchasing windows. It was a false lead, but I was still motivated to at least get something out of my time being there, even if it's not money. So he's very hospitably. He lets me sit down in his chair. I get to know this guy for about 45, 50 minutes. I'm sitting there just asking him questions because this dude is about 90 years old, has trouble, getting in and out of his seat to, grab stuff to show me. And, as a gentleman, I'm helping him out and stuff. So we really, we really got along, but I was determined to, get knowledge from him. He mentioned he was a electrician, a contractor for about 40 years, running his own business, doing all this stuff. So I was just asking him questions about business. If there was, one thing you could tell me, one piece of advice to give me, a 28-year-old, entrepreneur, what would it be? And he gave me, 3 different reasons over the span of, 50 minutes of stories and stuff. He lived by himself. I totally understood, 5 minutes in, that I was going to be here for a while, which is totally fine. I'm glad I was able to, make this gentleman's evening, because the whole time I was there too, he was getting calls from, telemarketers and spam and everything. Most people would just, hang it up, look at the number and just, swipe the red X or, basically decline the call. But he would answer it, hey, this is so-and-so. Not interested. Thank you. Just for conversation. I don't, it just really opened my eyes. But yeah, I was talking to this gentleman 50 minutes, getting knowledge. And in those 50 minutes of him telling stories, I was able to get, 3 basic, bullet points of what he was trying to tell me. So basically, control your money. Do not let anyone else in your company, manage your actual money. You can have, CPAs, financial advisors and accountants and all that, but you want the money in your account. He told me a few stories where he regrets, lending his money out to other people and they just kind of screwed him over. So control your money. 2, do not compete on price. Know your value and stick to your value. And this really only applies if your work is, valuable. In his instance, this was. So do not compete on price. If you're trying to compete with another company, hey, we'll do it cheaper, they'll, counterbid you, and it's just like a race to the bottom, basically. So do not compete on price. People do not care in the end really about price if the product is good. So then the third and final thing is sell to customers you've already sold to. And this kind of plays into number 2, basically have your work speak for itself. If your product is good or your service is good, sell to people that you've already sold to and keep them coming back. Because if your product is good, they'll most likely come back anyways. But people, often think, oh, I sold to this customer, let's find some more customers. And, no. If you find someone you've sold to, sell to them again, different product, different service, upsell them. Basically, this is real important thing that I've learned in a previous, online from an online mentor. But it was kind of funny to hear, some 80, 90-year-old dudes say basically that. So sell to existing customers and have your work keep them coming back. And finally, I'm going to keep it short. We're about at the 15-minute mark again. Join my network, okay? If you get any sort of value out of this video or any of the videos I've made, if there's one person who gets any sort of valuable information, this whole thing is worth it. I mean, it's still kind of worth it in the end for me because I've already seen myself grow a little bit in the 4 days I've done this. So other than that, if you're a person who's, trying to make something of themselves and you're kind of insecure about putting yourself out there and you're looking at me, getting, I guess this is just my perspective on it, but making myself kind of look foolish by doing this because I have a podcast of just myself talking to an iPad, but it's totally fine. If you get any value out of this, it is 110% worth it for me. Bottom line. So, join my network. Join my Telegram community, Discord community. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Subscribe on YouTube. There have already been quite a few people who've subscribed to me on YouTube. I really appreciate that. But with that said, keep it short and sweet. I got about 30 minutes to get to another appointment for my sales job. So you guys have a good day. See you tomorrow.